Welcome to your admission brief for the U.S. Army-Baylor Occupational Therapy Doctorate Program. My name is Captain Lydia Petrovsky, one of the program's current faculty members. You can see my picture on the bottom right for reference. And it is my privilege to provide some information regarding the program for you today. At the end of the brief, you will be provided with an email address to send in any questions that you may have prior to the scheduled live Q&A sessions. We look forward to seeing you, and we're thankful for your interest in our program. The profession of occupational therapy was born out of the military, where we began as reconstruction aides during World War I. We are proud of that history and that occupational therapists continue to serve in our military today. Traditionally, to become an occupational therapist, you first attend school, graduate, and then get hired at your first job as an OT. Our program is unique in that we first hire you as a commissioned active duty officer in the United States Army, and then we send you to school to receive formal OT training as your full-time job. So not only are you serving your country, but also earning your degree at the same time. We are excited about the growth of Army occupational therapy and the development of our entry-level graduate program. The mission of Army-Baylor OTD is to produce active duty, commissioned occupational therapists who are both clinician scientists and leaders prepared for worldwide military health system practice. Our vision is for occupational therapy to be the Army's premier performance-focused profession, ready to meet the ever-changing challenges of today and the future. During the program, you will receive formal training in the traditional practice settings of occupational therapy. In addition, the Army requires OTs to serve in a variety of unique practice settings for which you will also receive training and preparation. Some of these practice settings include human performance optimization, primarily something referred to as H2F, which stands for Holistic Health and Fitness. It is a total soldier approach to health and fitness that has been restructured within Army brigades to incorporate multidisciplinary care, including direct access to physical therapists, occupational therapists, registered dietitians, and several others working as a holistic team. Additionally, OTs practice in combat operational stress control units, another operational setting that is focused on the mental health of our soldiers. We also receive specialized practice skills allowing us to act as physician extenders in providing care for upper extremity conditions. You can also expect to see occupational therapists in a variety of behavioral health and inpatient care settings within the military's medical treatment facilities. In addition, we have a long-standing history of practice in traumatic brain injury. Army occupational therapists may find themselves treating soldiers as well as their family members and other beneficiaries. This Army-Baylor OTD program will train you to not only practice in traditional settings, but also to meet the emergent H2F practice, operational, and war trace mission areas. The OTD program provides comprehensive occupational therapy services to maximize soldier performance and improve unit readiness. The program trains soldiers in many areas to include those listed below, some of which include cognitive performance skills, injury rehabilitation and mitigation, lifestyle habits and routines, and other life management skills. The OTD program has 5 curricular threads our graduates will achieve. Summarized, they include the utilization of clinical reasoning, articulation of the relationship between occupation, health, and humans, the delivery of client-centered care that reflects the Army's values, the demonstration of servant leadership, and a commitment to scholarly practice. The core faculty of our program are Baylor University graduate faculty members. We have 6 core faculty members, 2 additional full-time staff, and 12 adjunct faculty that function in a variety of roles as clinicians, educators, scholars, researchers, administrators, mentors, and professional military officers. As a military school, we fall into a military structure, starting with the U.S. Army Training and Doctrine Command, otherwise known as TRADOC, which houses our military education programs. Within TRADOC is the U.S. Army Medical Center of Excellence, located here at Joint Base San Antonio, Texas. And then finally, the Army-Baylor Occupational Therapy Doctorate Program falls within the graduate school at the Medical Center of Excellence. The graduate school also contains the Army's Physician Assistant Program, Nurse Anesthesia, Healthcare Administration, Nutrition, and Social Work programs. The U.S. Army-Baylor Occupational Therapy Doctorate Program has applied for accreditation and has been granted candidacy status by the Accreditation Council for Occupational Therapy Education, known as ACOTE, which is part of the American Occupational Therapy Association. After the first year, the program must complete a pre-accreditation review and an on-site evaluation, and then be granted accreditation status before its graduates will be eligible to sit for board certification. All OT programs across the country must initially go through this rigorous process to ensure graduates are meeting required standards and receiving the necessary education to pass the National Board Certification in Occupational Therapy exam. So how does Army-Baylor work? Well, the Army-Baylor OTD program is a successful marriage between the military and Baylor University. Although this program is new, Baylor University has a long-standing relationship with the Army's graduate programs dating back to the 1970s. The Army provides program facilities, classrooms, laboratories, libraries, clinical education sites, the trained and qualified faculty, as well as a full scholarship. Also, because the OTD students commission into active duty in the U.S. Army, the military also provides a salary, medical benefits, and a housing allowance. Additionally, the military offers legal and administrative oversight of student policies. Baylor University provides the curriculum oversight, official grading systems, diplomas and transcripts, appointment for faculty rank and development, enrollment of students, and a multitude of educational resources. Let's talk a little more specifically about our program requirements, some of which are unique to the military, to include being a U.S. citizen, meeting the military's medical, fitness, and moral background standards. You must be less than 42.5 years old, have a minimum 3.0 GPA with a bachelor's degree from an accredited university. You need to have a minimum GRE score of 300 with a quantitative score of 149 and an analytical writing score of 3.5. Your GRE results cannot be older than 5 years. Also, you must have had at least 24 direct observation hours in occupational therapy, and it is highly encouraged they be completed within a military or VA facility, though not required. Please visit our website to review the complete list of requirements to include detailed information on prerequisite coursework. Moving on, we'll discuss the application process. So to apply to the U.S. Army-Baylor OTD program, begin at OTCAS. We recommend that you review your prerequisites and apply early, as the program does require a few more steps beyond this initial online application. The OTCAS applications begin late July with a deadline to submit to our program by 15 September. We then begin our academic application review and conduct phone interviews. After this time, we determine all eligible candidates, meaning they meet all academic requirements and pass the interview process. Those who are found academically eligible will still need to additionally meet eligibility for military service. This process is completed with a U.S. Army medical recruiter and requires frequent communication, as well as the completion of a medical evaluation at your nearest military entrance processing station. So essentially, you will be applying to both the OTD program and for a commission as an officer in the U.S. Army, both of which you must pass in order to continue on to the final selections board. This is a week-long event, after which acceptance offers will be sent out. Once selected candidates are notified, if they choose to accept the offer, they will sign a contract. Then the remainder of the onboarding process for the U.S. Army begins. This entails continued communication with the medical recruiter, as well as the Army's Human Resource Command. This may take several months. but then students will be provided with military orders to report at their first duty station here at Fort Sam Houston, Texas. Upon reporting to the graduate school, students will take their oath of office as commissioned officers in the United States Army. The exact timeline for reporting will depend on whether you are a civilian who has never served in the military, whether your prior service, reserves, National Guard, or currently serving on active duty. Based on your prior level of service, you may need to complete entry-level military training prior to the start of the OTD program. The time from OTCAS applications to when you would officially begin classes will be from July of this year, 2022, to January 2024. The program is then an additional 30 months from January of 2024. There are two separate phases within the 30 months of our OTD program. The first phase consists of an 18-month didactic portion here at the Medical Center of Excellence Graduate School. During this phase, you will also complete your Level 1 fieldworks. After those initial 18 months, you will move on to complete a 12-month clinical internship for your Level 2 fieldworks and capstone. Phase 2 is a hands-on experience conducted at one of the Army's nationally based military treatment facilities. Here are a few tips on what we're looking for when evaluating our program applicants. We want to see that you're excelling in all the prerequisite areas, as well as having an adequate GRE score. Additionally, if you have any extracurricular activities involving leadership opportunities or ones that demonstrate selfless service, please be sure to highlight those. And although it's not a requirement, please indicate if you have any sort of military experience, whether it's prior service, family exposure, or some other connection. And then lastly, demonstrate familiarity with the Army's new physical fitness test, the ACFT, or Army Combat Fitness Test, for which information is readily available online. All these areas can help us understand that you recognize and appreciate the commitment you are applying for. It also shows us that you really have taken an interest and you understand what it means to join this program. We've covered a lot of material in the previous slides, so let me take a moment to recap the many reasons to apply for the U.S. Army-Baylor OTD program. First and foremost is the opportunity to serve your country as an Army officer. Upon graduation, you will enter an additional 60 months of active duty service as a qualified occupational therapist. Second, your tuition is entirely paid to complete this doctorate degree through Baylor University. Army-Baylor programs are some of the consistently top-ranked graduate programs in the nation, and we are proud to be aligned with them. Additionally, our students are paid a salary to attend school with accrued vacation time, and they will earn approximately $46,000 to $53,000 a year with full benefits to include allowances for housing and food, as opposed to paying $50,000 to $100,000 a year in tuition and fees. So that is a monumental benefit. We also have an incredible faculty to student ratio of more than 1 to 3. Lastly, you will have the opportunity to work alongside renowned experts in the OT and medical fields. As a final reminder, your first step to apply is through OTCAS via the website listed on the slide. I highly encourage you to create an account with them today. Finally, please visit our website and review our frequently asked questions page, as a lot of your questions may already be answered or available to you there. This concludes our admissions brief. Thank you so much for attending, and we look forward to answering any additional questions during one of our live Q&A sessions via Zoom and posted on our website. If you have any questions that you want to email ahead of time, please email them to the address listed here on the slide. In the subject line, please type admissions brief questions, and we'll make sure to have those prepared and answered for you. Thank you so much, and we look forward to hearing from you.